Broadcasting live on StarWorldWideNetworks.com. It's time for The Real Deal. Join the ambassador and special guest hosts as they put together great guests and honest commentary on a range of issues. But one of their main topics will be preserving Native American tributes in sports team nicknames. Also avid fans of music and the arts, and they'll always make time for a great song or two. Now, it's time for The Real Deal. Here's your host, the Ambassador.
Welcome to The Real Deal, ladies and gentlemen, at the famous Star Worldwide Networks, Camelback Towers, beautiful downtown Scottsdale, Arizona, and we are definitely off the reservation. With me tonight is my producer, Kyle Pratt, the son of the infamous Dave Pratt. Say hello, Kyle.
How's it going, Ambassador? Welcome back.
Yes, we're here. We're going to talk about our trip to the beach.
Yeah.
Newport. Man, you talk about Trump supporters. Whoa.
Oh, man, I can't wait. I'm heading there myself. So
Yeah, that's great. And also with me is my beautiful co-host, Maggie Yee, our guest artist from Hong Kong. Say hello, Maggie.
Hi.
Did you like Newport Beach?
Oh, yes, very much. I bought the awesome fish early morning. Oh, so fresh. Awesome.
Maggie'd walk down the pier because we were staying in Nicolas Cage's house, which is right on the ocean, beautiful house. Mm-hmm. And she'd get up every morning, walk down to this fisherman's market right on the pier. Mm-hmm. So she'd go down there and bring a big snapper back, red snapper, and she'd cook it Chinese style.
Oh, it's so good.
So we'd have it for lunch, huh?
Yeah, excellent. I mix. We will go next month.
Yeah,
it's a lot better there when it's fresh and being shipped in.
Yeah, it was fresh. I mean, right out of the ocean, man. It was so good. And we really enjoyed it. And we thank Basil Valentino, our co-host last week's show, and the guy that invited us to the home in Newport. And boy, let me tell you, Newport Beach on the 4th of July is the bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And they said, hey, here's the ambassador. Come on in here. And we'd walk into a bar, and they'd be hollering, USA, USA.
That's great.
Oh, yeah, USA, USA. Wow. It's amazing. We didn't expect like this, you know what I mean?
No. I mean, it was really over the top. Everywhere we went, we were greeted.
Yeah, anyone for John.
Yeah, all for Trump. And
I love it.
They want us to come back maybe next month.
Yeah, they say they love our pastor. They say, "Hey, Chief, how are you? make Newport Beach great again."
Yeah. We were making Newport Beach great again. Yeah, that was great. We got some great guests coming on tonight. She's been on before, and she was with us in Newport because she lives out there. Mina Holmes, she is the director for Asian Americans for President Trump. So she'll be on here in a little bit. And then we got Alex Agnos, my business partner, and he's from Los Angeles, and he's going to come on here after a bit too, and we'll talk about what's been going on. But I'll tell you, we put the final nail in the coffin of the fake Indian halbretter and the name changers. And I tell you got to love it. The Supreme Court come down on free speech, and they ruled in favor of the Redskins and all the other teams. So he is smoke. He's history. He's a pimp. That's what he is, an Indian pimp, fake Indian pimp, rather. So if you go to his casino, Turning Stone Casino, don't support it because the guy is a total joke up in upstate New York, and he's done so much to hurt Native Americans over the years by promoting this false narrative about these names are racist, and it's just total BS. And so that's why we talk about him as fake Indian Lives Matter. That's the new movement. Fake Indian Lives Matter.
Well, now with the new name, Fake Indians Lives Don't Matter.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Fake Indian lives don't matter. That's right. It's a good point, Kyle. So we need sponsors to stay on the air. I've been funding this thing myself, humate.com, and we've had people help us out here and there. We got a GoFundMe account under The Real Deal. You can donate $1, you can donate 50 cents, you can donate $100, whatever you can afford to do, and we definitely would appreciate it. And you can find it on our Facebook page. So if you go to our Facebook page, and we're also on Instagram and Twitter, and on our Facebook page, you'll also see all the pictures that we took in Newport Beach with all the Trump supporters and the big banners, making America great again. Wasn't that cool?
Yeah, we got a big banner. I'm debating if we should do it on our little beach house we're renting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, that's great. But we met a lot of nice people and a lot of beautiful ladies. I mean, the ladies out there in California are very stunning, and they were all they had their game on. Mm-hmm. They had their game on. They were going up and down the boardwalk, huh, Maggie?
Yeah.
Yep, it was good.
Yeah, everybody's so nice there.
Yeah, they are. Very nice. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I look forward to going back.
Yeah.
And we actually made it. We gunned it pretty good. We made it in 6 hours.
Yeah, that's actually good timing for this time of year.
Yeah.
Because everyone's heading back and forth from there.
Yeah.
6 hours is better than average.
We gunned that Cadillac and got it on the freeway, and we were all good. But we stopped, in Quartzsite and here and go to the bathroom, have a cup of coffee.
Quartzsite has I forget if it's Blythe or Quartzsite that has a really good stop if you're going there. There's a stop for a beef jerky store.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah, I think it's Quartzsite.
Yeah.
Yeah, best beef jerky.
Oh, it's
fresh
great.
Beef jerky. Yeah, it's Quartzsite. Yeah, and it was hot.
Yeah.
It was pushing 118. Mm-hmm. 119, but then when you got into Newport, it was like,
you get that coastal breeze.
Yeah, it was 75 degrees, and God, one night it was so cold, man. I was at night. One of the people in the house had the air conditioner on, and they had it turned down to like 60.
Man.
And
I would just leave my window open there.
Yeah, and but it got a little cold, but we survived it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was all good, and I hadn't been out there in quite a while.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I discovered. When you go out there at night, it gets cold, but I'm an Arizona baby, so, I think 70 degrees is cold. So.
Yeah, well, see, that's because we're acclimated to this weather.
Yeah.
So when you go into cold weather, like even if you go up to New Mexico, it's cold, but because your body's not acclimated to it.
Yeah.
And I've had customers of mine come here from the United Kingdom, from England years ago, and they come here in May.
Oh.
And, they were freaking out. It was too hot for them. They never
walking into an oven.
Yeah, they never experienced anything like this.
Yeah. You can always tell who's from Arizona and Newport because you're all wearing winter clothes and everyone else is in their bathing suit.
Yeah, that's for sure. We want to thank all our listeners all over the country, Native Americans, all Americans, coast to coast, and we won. Halbritter lost. The Name Changers lost. So now they just got to move the hell on. So, and I want to thank all the listeners that around the country that their names was taken away from them because of this scumbag, like Lancaster, New York, Wilmington, Delaware, and the schools in California because of this scumbag loser, Indian pimp, fake Indian pimp, coast to coast in Europe. And we're making new friends all the time. Maggie's got a lot of people following us in China. I want to thank all our listeners, especially at Channel 3, Jamie Soretta. She's a good friend of mine, American Indian Center of the Great Plains, Johnny Ernard. Now I'm going to have my Navajo dad. He was related to my wife. He's a good friend of mine. And he was 4-time chairman of the Navajo Nation. He's president of the Navajo Coat Talkers, And we did 4 shows back to back a year ago, February. And you can go back in our archives and see them, and they're probably the best we've ever done, because he was in the studio with us, and we did 4 back to back. We taped them. His name is Peter MacDonald. Peter, if you would, please.
Ja, det has 2 sesoner, så det kan det næste når kliniki, og så Peter MacDonald, der skilne. Jeg skal have så han slået, og han var så skyn, og til så kan der sknalle, og skyn der skje. Todet i bare sætte, så der halja. Kododi nini det bare han no kodoi ambassador Dennis Yellowhorse ni alt jolwol. Akoda nini be det bare han the real deal will yo. Jo koi hashina land ne says yadal lahod aber lahod lahadal no. Die do kot ebni na hada kisigi kodo the real deal no ya halnegi det nini jo det bare honne akko ikena aslagi sto banda yolni to banda notra Graves Company will yav la shibe da no sandai da jo kodo kwishi hot di ikena asla kodo kwichi na long kodo hiji yati.
Thank you, Peter. Now we're going to go to my business associate out of Washington, D.C. His name's Mark Burr. He's a retired Marine. He's been all over the world. He speaks several different languages. He's been in the studio here on our show several times. And he's going to say something. He's fluent in Spanish. And he's going to say something to all our listeners here in northern Mexico and California and Arizona and New Mexico, that the tribal nations don't speak their native language for one reason or another, but they do speak Spanish for the most part. So he's going to say something to our listeners in Spanish. Mark, if you would, please.
Claro que sí, don Dennis. Nuevamente, bienvenidos a nuestra audiencia de hispanoparlantes y a todos nuestros patrocinadores, Graves Propane de Flagstaff y Humate Internacional de Gallup, Nuevo México, y a todos los radio oyentes a través de la nación y del Real Deal y nuestro anfitrión, el embajador.
Thank you, Mark. Now, my co-host here, who is from Hong Kong, and she moved here about 3 years ago. She has a boutique jewelry factory in Hong Kong for over 20 years, and she speaks Mandarin and Cantonese, and she's going to say something to all our listeners in Asia. Maggie, if you would, please.
Thanks, Chief. 其实这个节目是说美国的印第安人的历史文化 Western Post 访问所有美国印第安人，他们都喜欢 Western Laskin Canna Sitting Cheat 这个名字，但是有的华人呢要改变这个名字。这里是王马先生为了保护这个名字，他本人做出了好大的贡献和支持。我们希望得到每一位的参与和支持。这里是王马先生还有出售有机土壤叫友美。如果有需要打我美国电话6025151073。Thanks so much, Chief, for having me on Real Deal. That is such my honor.
Thank you, Maggie. Star Worldwide Networks, where we're here in the Camelback Towers, owned by the Pratt family, is the largest, fastest-growing internet radio station in the country. 200 shows and growing, 6 million listeners. Kyle, tell them who's number one.
The Real Deal's number one.
That's right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And that has to do with the fans of the teams that honor Native Americans. We always want to thank them. Kansas City Chiefs, Washington Redskins, Golden State Warriors, Atlanta Braves, Cleveland Indians, Chicago Blackhawks for listening and honoring Native Americans by using these names. And I'll tell you, when the Supreme Court come down with that ruling here a couple weeks ago, that shut them down. They're done. They're history. They're irrelevant. And I said it many times, this whole thing was a scam. It was social and cultural genocide to Native Americans, and it was Hal Britter going around the country, him and Black Horse, patting themselves on the back. We're the ones that's going to save the names. Get rid of these names. It's racist to Native Americans. Let me tell you, that's a slippery slope. And this is what happened in Germany to the Jewish people. Burn the books, get rid of the race. 100 years, Native Americans will just be Americans. It's nothing more than a phony civil rights scam. The Supreme Court validated our position on that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a short break. But Kyle, I'm going to dedicate this song to all my listeners because we did it. We did it, not just me, but we influenced the Supreme Court of the United States and because of freedom of speech. And it was a unanimous decision. And the problem with these name changers, you know what their problem is?
You can't handle the truth.
Okay, we're back. Now we're going to go to my first guest, Alex Agnos, my business partner from Los Angeles. Alex, how you doing?
I'm doing great. You're breaking up a little bit. Can you guys hear me clearly out there?
Yeah,
How is
absolutely.
everyone? How you doing, Kyle?
Real clear.
Hey, good, Alex. How are you?
Great.
We're trying to get Mina here on the phone. For some reason, we can't Skype her in, but We'll get her on here shortly. What did you think of Trump's speech?
Oh, his speech was amazing. Again, I mean, everything that he's been doing since he's been in office has been all for America, man. And then his speech in Poland was beautiful.
Yep, it was good. I mean, I was impressed. Yeah,
he's letting everybody know, that we're not going to back down. America first, and he's trying to work with all the other countries. It's just that we have some serious traitors out there.
Yeah, well, it's both establishment Republicans and Democrats that are trying to sell him down the river.
Well, talking about that, look at Mayor de Blasio, what he did. He left his post as mayor, man, during a crucial time in New York. I mean, that was huge, and flew out to be with the protesters at the G20 summit. I mean, just disgusting.
Yeah. Mina, are you on?
Yes. Oh, yes, I am.
Good. Maggie says to tell you hi. It was so great to see you and your husband in Newport.
Oh, yes, it was lovely to see you in the wonderful weather.
Yep.
Oh, it was perfect down there. It was good to see you down there too, Mina.
Well, thank you. I really agree with your guest earlier. The mayor of New York went to the G20 summit to walk with those protesters, and that was horrible. Finally, however, we have two world leaders finally say the right thing. One is President Trump, another is the President Putin. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy, but it's good. Crazy good. And I hope that the people will just listen to what they're saying. Western civilization is being destroyed by these Marxist, socialist, Democrats, and those Europeans are globalists. And I cannot believe that the mayor of New York went there to join them. But I'm glad at least we got two leaders who are speaking up for the right thing.
Right.
So we have a chance now.
Yep. Judge Janine really let him have it the other night.
I'm sorry?
Judge Janine really let the mayor have it the other night.
Oh, did you see what the New York Post?
Yeah.
I mean, out of all papers, the New York Post, literally, I mean, what they posted on him?
Yeah, they said, stay there, don't come back. Yeah.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah, stay there, don't come back.
Oh, I mean, it was hilarious. I mean, when you have the New York Post coming at you, I mean, then you got some serious issues.
This guy's a total fraud. Tom Brown, Mark Burr's business partner from Jay Stryker, he was out here, several years ago with me, and he was telling me what a fraud this guy is. That isn't even his real name.
What is his real name?
Really?
Yeah, his real name's Wilhelm something.
Yep. Yeah, that's not his real name.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a piece of work.
Total piece of crap, And this woman who's this slain officer, Misiotis Familia, I mean, for him not to be there during during her services is just unbelievable. When all the other police and firemen are out there, and he takes off. I mean, what a douchebag.
Yep.
Well, I don't know these people. They love to accuse the enemy, but they will fight with the people who are actually good for you. For example, President Obama did not deal with, neither was Clinton, deal with the real issue in North Korea. Well, now they have this ballistic missile that can shoot America. Can you believe that? And now there is force Trump now have to do something.
Yeah.
And this consequence is going to be really severe. What?
Well, these missiles now can reach Hawaii and Alaska.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I said.
Yep.
I'm not that concerned about North Korea. I know that our military and Trump can handle North Korea.
Well, according.
Well, let's hope our equipment works.
Yeah. Trump is Trump's like me. I'm a little Trump, but I'm a businessman. I'm a negotiator. I wheel and deal, And look at Trump. He's over there, and he's selling Poland natural gas from the United States. I mean, is that a hell of a move or what?
Oh, I'm telling you right now, he's going to create so many jobs for America. It's unbelievable.
Yep. And and what really makes me mad is our politicians on both sides of the aisle, Republicans and Democrats, the establishment politicians are trying to undermine him and sell him out.
Absolutely. John McCain, Lindsey Graham, I can go on and on and on. These are all Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan should step down. I'll be honest
Flake,
with you.
all of them.
Yeah.
At least
even Marco Rubio, you know.
Yeah. At least that goofball Maxine Waters, she just tells it like it is, even though she's a total nutcase. But these other guys, they're two-faced. They act like they're trying to work with him, and they're really trying to stab him in the back.
Absolutely.
Well, they are exposed. Let's hope that they are exposed sooner the better, so that the real ones can stay and do the right job.
And then the other thing I really can't figure out is where in the hell is our Attorney General, Jeff Sessions? I mean, is this guy got a spine, or why isn't he doing anything?
About what?
About the FBI, Comey, Hillary Clinton, all these. He's our Attorney General.
I think Obama's about to be dropped really soon on Hillary Clinton, Comey, John Podesta. It's coming. I got a good feeling right now.
I hope so, because I'm telling you,
I hope so.
It's.
We cannot entirely blame Jeff Sessions because he recused himself on part of the cases on Comey.
Right.
And he has to let Mueller to do his job. And hopefully that Mueller is doing his job.
Well,
but however, I think more and more truth is coming out. More and more people are standing up and to say, this is what really happened. So many bodies laying up there, and you got to go find out who killed them.
Yeah, right.
Oh, well, here's the thing. This is what a lot of people don't understand. See, Trump is draining the swamp throughout the country. It's not just in D.C. And all these people who've been sucking and stealing off the system, their money train, their gravy train is going to be stopping. Like just recently, I'm not kidding, since January, Trump has drained the swamp of the Veteran Affairs. I'm not kidding.
Mm-hmm.
500 officials have been fired, literally.
Wow.
And in June, Congress passed the Department of Veterans Affairs Accountability Act and Whistleblower Act. Now, people don't understand how big that is. That's huge because what that's going to do is this will make it easier to fire employees for misconduct and corruption, while protecting the staffers and the people who are bringing the wrongdoing to light. Because what was happening before is the whistleblowers were the ones that were losing their jobs, and they were getting smacked around while Obama was our president. See?
Right.
Well,
that's going to change a lot, and that's going to be happening all throughout the country. I mean, look what they found with HUD. All the money that was being, all the corruption in HUD, the Obama phones, all the corruption in where the all the personal bank accounts tied to the Obama phones, with all these corrupt politicians. It's a real mess to clean up.
It's a real mess, and it's a deep, deep swamp.
It's a deep swamp.
Well, but
swamp's very deep.
Slowly and surely it's coming. He's really doing better and better, especially. And one more thing on the welfare system. This is horrible. It's going to bankrupt California if we don't change it. I heard illegal aliens around us. They are saying, okay, I need to raise to have 6 kids. Why? I asked. Well, because they get free house. If they have 6 children. Yeah. I'm thinking, oh boy, we work our buns off here. We cannot work fast enough to pay these people that don't work, but do take up all this money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear about how many states don't want to turn over the voter registration information?
How many?
Like over 40.
Ooh.
Yeah, because they're going to find out how many people illegally were voting. It's crazy how much corruption that they're going to start digging up.
Yeah.
Well, you need ID to buy cigarette and buy alcohol. You cannot, present your ID to vote. That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. You know, why everybody should present their ID to vote?
Yeah, but what they're trying to pass a law. They're trying to pass a law that will actually let illegals vote.
Right.
Really?
They're trying to, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Here in Arizona, you got to have an ID to vote, right, Kyle?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
If they can get thousands and thousands of illegals voting, then they can block a lot of these policies that the Republicans are going to want to push through. See, on all these laws that they want to pass. So that's another reason why they want to flood the country with illegal voting.
Yeah, and the refugees.
Or they want to stop Trump dead in his tracks from what he wants to do for the next 4 years.
Yeah. You know, one thing I like about Poland, and I think it's Croatia, they don't allow the refugees into their country.
Mm-hmm.
Well, talking about refugees coming in the country, who's flying back to the U.S. with his family because he doesn't feel that his family's safe in London right now? George Clooney.
Yeah, George Clooney. Yeah, he went to his estate in Italy. And, and it was overrun by refugees.
Well, it's true. He's coming back to the U.S. with his family. He'll be here he'll be in Los Angeles, by the way, with his family because he really knows that it's not safe where he had his family, and now he's bringing them back here. And he was the one who was talking about open borders.
Yep.
We need to tell all these refugees to move next to him.
That's right.
In Los Angeles.
Yeah. Get him his address.
We are here suffering the consequence of overrun by them and the Democrats because they have a super majority. So whatever they want, they get to pass. So we up our tax, we up our gas oil bill. We up so many things. So we really have to just surrender almost. So I'm really asking that those who live in California, please stand up next time when you vote. Those votes. Give some vote to the Republicans. At least we can give up some speed bumps. We cannot just say, whatever Democrats you want us to work to death and raise our business and personal tax so that we can give to the illegals or the refugees. We don't mind doing good things, but what is fair is just. It's what's fair and just. We can only, do so much. We need to encourage people to come out and work for themselves, work for their family, work for the country.
Right. I like the immigration policies of Japan and China, where they don't let Muslims in. You can't build a mosque. You can't move to Japan or China if you're a Muslim. They don't want them there. And
here's the thing.
And you don't see terrorist attacks in China or Japan.
No, you're not going to see any in Japan or China. Absolutely not. Here's the thing. The problem with bringing in the so-called refugees, they're not going to assimilate.
No.
At all.
That really is the problem.
They will not assimilate. Matter of fact, when they come in our country, they actually 100% are going to try to impose their laws to our country. I mean, they want to pass Sharia law in some states. It's crazy. People they don't have their eyes open. They're not really paying attention to what's really been going on with spreading Islam throughout our country, through the school systems and through public office, through a lot of different things. Even a lot of the professors in the colleges. If you think about who's funding a lot of these schools, you got to follow the money. If you follow the money, you'll see what's going on.
Right.
Well, did you hear the female jihadist?
Yes.
She works for the Democrat Sanders camp, and she wants to raise jihad against Trump.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. She should not. Matter of fact, first of all, she should be already in jail, and she should not even be in our country right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was at a conference somewhere in Florida or New Orleans, and she got up there and said that we need to have jihad on the White House.
Correct.
Yeah, because she said that racist and all this BS.
I am sure that there's going to be something happening with her too. You just watch.
There should be. Yeah, there certainly should
Yeah,
be.
well, yeah, we really should have a law that says for inciting violence. I think we already have inciting violence against the government or the public officials. You need to face your consequence. You don't just say people to step the cops for no good reason.
Yep, that's right.
And then these people on the 4th of July were burning the flag. Did you see that on TV?
Oh, I saw not only that, but the woman who was urinating on a flag, and I mean, crazy stuff.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, what an idiot. I mean,
whoever said that it will be a good thing to do that, I don't know. They lose their mind or something.
Yeah.
The problem is they're not educated. They don't really understand what the flag represents. That's the problem.
Well, and I talked to Maggie, and she can't believe it. She says, "Boy, in China, if they did that, they go to jail immediately."
Oh yeah, if you burned a flag in China, are you kidding me? You'd be definitely thrown in jail.
Yep.
Well, I want to let you know, though, not all immigrants are like that. For example, I am an immigrant.
Right.
Now I'm a citizen, but we do really appreciate what America has done for many.
Yeah, because you're an immigrant. Did you hear what you just said? You're an immigrant. The country's made up of immigrants. These refugees that are coming in are not immigrants. They're coming in to be freeloaders, okay? They're not coming in to work as well.
That's right.
Well, we don't mind, again, show compassion. We really want to show compassion. The problem is they do not come here to assimilate.
No.
They do come, and they come here to raise jihad.
Right.
And that's not what we need.
Right.
We should keep them in their own country or their neighboring Arabic countries that have the assembly.
Right.
So they will be easier for them and easier for us. How about that?
And not only that.
All you have to do is open your eyes and see what's going on in Greece, in Italy, in Germany, in Sweden right now. That right there will tell you.
Yeah. And Islam is not a tolerant religion. It's not tolerant. It's either their way or the highway. And I've read the Quran, and there's verses in the Quran that you're rewarded if you kill a Christian or a non-believer.
Oh yeah, it's in the book.
That's right.
Look, you have to understand the Quran in order for you to understand Islam, and you have to understand that the Muslims they're gonna stick together no matter what. Now, if I saw big, large Muslim communities standing out and speaking up publicly against this jihadist bullshit, you wouldn't hear me saying anything, but you don't see any, do you?
No. I'll tell you.
That's a problem right there. That's a huge problem.
Yeah, I'll tell you, about a month ago, I was listening to a radio show out of Los Angeles, and the girl that was on there, she's got a radio show on Fox, or a TV show called Kennedy, and she had this guy from Los Angeles he's a radio show host, and he talked to a philosophical Islam. Like, what do they call him? Imam? Is that what they call him? The preacher?
Imam.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever they're like a priest, I guess. And, yeah, and he said to this guy that if you want to stop this terrorism, and this sounds kind of grotesque, but I know it's true, is you put the word out to all these suicide bombers that you're going to feed their remains to a Serbian pig. That's what he said. And let me tell you, back in World War II, I think it was during General Patton's days, maybe it was General Patton, they threatened to kill these. There's some Muslims that attacked our army, and they threatened to kill them and feed them to a pig, a Serbian pig. And for some reason, it just whacks them out. But this guy actually said that on the radio. If you want to put a stop to these suicide bombers, you send them a message that you're going to feed their remains to a Serbian pig. And I don't know what the Serbian pig has to do with it, but I get the pig part. You know?
Oh yeah, they said that then they cannot go to their heaven. But you know what? Probably. Do you know that when Obama was president, he put a lot of laws in the military? There are so many things they couldn't do, and I wonder if they have undo this already, because otherwise our hands are still tied.
What kind of laws did he pass?
Oh, for example, in the military zone, he wants them to warn the camp. I'm coming to bomb you. Run. And also, there are a lot of things. The Muslims don't like. Okay, so Obama told them not to do. Okay, well, but the bacon and the chicken, that's exactly one of the things that Obama doesn't want them to do. Okay, in other words, Obama knows how to tie our military hands.
Right.
So I think those who are in the military are to the military leaders. There are so many rules and the regulations in the military still spying our own hands. We need to release it, change it. So our engagement in the combat,
that's all being changed now. It's all getting changed.
Hey, we're going to take a short break. I want you guys to hang on with me, okay?
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Now listen here.
Okay, we're back. with Mina Holmes and Alex Agnos. Before I forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 1-year anniversary of the death of Seth Rich. And Seth, it was 1 year ago today. This kid was gunned down in suburban Washington, D.C. He worked for the Democratic National Committee, and he was the guy that was sending emails to WikiLeaks. He sent like 40,000 emails to WikiLeaks because he was a Bernie Sanders supporter. And he seen that the DNC was rigging the election for Hillary Clinton, and he was sending all these emails to WikiLeaks. And we've had the investigative reporter Alicia Howe with WND Networks out of Washington, D.C. has been on our show. She's following it. She's investigating it. And then my good friend Jack Berkman has filed a lawsuit against the DNC and the Washington, D.C. Police Department to get the videos and his laptop and all the evidence, because he's going to prove it. Jack Berkman is a good friend of mine, and he is a pit bull, and he's going to go after it. But it was a year ago today this kid got killed. And it doesn't take a scientist to figure out. WikiLeaks put a reward out to find his killer, and there's almost 400,000 now. Jack Berkman put up 150 grand to a reward to try to find out who killed this kid, and he was gunned down a year ago today, and he was on his way to the FBI and the Attorney General with this information. And so it was a hit. And they tried to say it was a robbery. Well, they didn't steal anything. They didn't take his wallet. They didn't take his billfold. They didn't take his credit cards. They didn't take his watch. They didn't even take his phone. So it was a hit, and it was a year ago today. So I just wanted to mention that to our listeners.
It's also going to come to light pretty soon. I really got a feeling.
Yeah, well, with Berkman involved, it will. Yeah, because Berkman.
And then rewinding real quick, when you, Mina, you were talking about a lot of the stuff going on with the military when Obama was in charge. This was something that was very serious, and it's been covered up, and they don't even talk about it too much anymore. But I don't know if you guys remember, but back when Obama was the president, there was a Green Beret that beat the living shit out of Afghan commander for raping a little boy. I don't know if you guys remember this, but it came out. The mainstream media completely buried it. Well, the Department of Defense actually protected the rapist, and they discharged the Green Beret guy. That's a true story.
I remember it now.
Well, this is part of the culture that we don't understand. They think raping children is okay, and they think raping little girl is okay. How do they feel? I mean, how do they feel when they sleep? Why do they think that as a group they think this is okay to do?
Well, I don't quite understand, because they rape little boys, but yet they kill gays. It's really bizarre. They have in their religion, it's okay to do this bizarre sexual gratification on young children and boys, and to take other people's family as slaves and rape their wives and children is okay. It's just crazy. But yet, they'll murder you if you're homosexual. It's just the most craziest thing.
Yeah.
Well, another thing, I don't know if you know that I've been helping with a lot of refugees in Syria, Iraq in the past.
Right.
And one of the horrible things they do is they rape their children in front of their parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, anyway, I don't want to say anymore. But back to our country, there's a law that was also established when Obama was president, and that is they are forcing the military female to not be able to speak up when there's a transgender man in their room taking a shower. or going to the same bathroom, but the men's procedure is not finished yet. In other words, in actuality, it is still is a man standing in the shower room, and they are forcing our military female cannot speak up, because if they do, then they are the one who will be punished. Did you hear about that?
Yes.
This is
I have.
going on?
Yes.
I have.
Yeah, somebody, I really hope the official in the military can do something about this, because this would be discouraging the female going to the military, because, who wants their daughters to go through this? I mean, I won't. I won't be able to take it, knowing a stranger man standing there, and I cannot say anything.
Absolutely. I think all those policies are going to all change. Let's hope soon.
Yeah, let's hope. Yeah. Well, so much to do, but that is why choosing the right leader is so important, because it affects the entire culture of the nation, affects the life, and affects so many things, everything in our life.
Yeah, and you notice in Trump's speech in Poland how he mentioned God during his speech several times. He says, "We believe in God."
They hate that. I mean, if you remember during the election, one of the there was I forget which time, I can't remember exactly when, but it was during a DNC speech during the election when Hillary was trying to get the presidency. I'm not kidding. One of the DNC speakers, I forget who it was. It was a woman. She started reciting the Pledge of Allegiance and stuff, and she all of a sudden, when it came to the word God, she stopped and did not use the word.
Really?
Does anybody remember that? No. She retracted it and she cut it out. She cut it out of the speech.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll tell you, God was on the move in this election. And we were sitting right at the end of the cliff, and we pushed it back. And thank God for that.
Thank God we have a chance to redo this and to undo what was done that was wrong in the country. But we still need, people say like you, who has a speaker, we will keep pointing out the problems so people know to fix it. Because if we don't know if there's a problem, then we cannot fix it. Right?
That's right, yeah. Well, and it's like my friend Tony Famino. He's Voice to America, and he's a conservative. He's a Trump supporter. And he said, "You got to keep going, Chief. You got to keep the show going." I says, "Well, I'm trying." And he says, "Well, because there's so much fake news that the real news is hard to find. You can find it, but you got to really dig for it."
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I heard the rating of CNN and MSNBC is also dropping, so they are dwindling.
Yeah, they're in the tank. Their ratings are in the cellar.
Oh my God, CNN! I mean, did you see these meme wars going on?
Yep.
when they tried to call this kid out, the 16-year-old kid who made the meme of the WWE thing with Trump, so then CNN was trying to expose this poor kid. And now there's like 1 million people posting all these memes. I mean, it's just
yeah, they're great. I love them, don't you, Kyle?
Oh yeah.
But that's getting whooped upside down and around, man.
Yeah, well, they're getting what they deserve, and that's why I say on the show we need to repeal the Telecommunication Act of 1996. We need to break up the big media, just like we broke up the banks, because they're in New York. They're all in New York. Time Warner, CNN, NBC, CBS, ABC, all of them are all in New York. And all these reporters go to the same cocktail parties, go to the same plays. Yeah. They all socialize. That's why we need to repeal that law of 1996.
Wasn't it you that were in a hotel in Palm Desert? And Fox News was the only news that was silenced when you turned on the television?
Yeah, I checked into the Mojave Resort in Palm Desert, and beautiful resort. And I called down to the front desk, and I asked this guy, I says, "What channel is Fox on?" Fox. And he says, channel 55 or whatever the hell it was. So I turned it on to watch Tucker, and there was no, you could see them, but there was no sound. And so I changed back and forth, and all the other channels had sound. So then I kept trying to figure out, why, is there something wrong with this TV or this channel? But no, it was intentional. Because when it went to commercial break, the commercials you could hear them. Yeah, I swear to God. And then when you go back to Tucker, it was silent. You could see him talking, but you couldn't hear him. And it was Spectrum Cable Company. So I was sitting there with Basil at Newport the other night, and he says, "Well, Spectrum Cable Company is owned by Time Warner." And I guess they're big time in California. Spectrum.
I use Verizon, so I don't know.
Yeah,
but I heard that the Fox News once the Sun is taking over, they are starting to lean left.
Yeah, so, I heard that too.
So maybe you heard about One American News?
Yeah. Well, that's why you got to break up the big media, and because that whole New York media scene is a swamp. It's the media swamp.
Well, I tell you, it's all starting to get broken up, because here's a great thing we all have. We all have smartphones. We're all reaching around the media by doing our own research. You can research everything.
Right.
You don't have to watch the news to find out what's going on and look at how smart Trump was. Trump went to the internet. He went to Twitter, man, to go to find all of his people and let them know what's going on, because the news is constantly negative. It has been negative since the day he started running. I mean, they were completely negative upon him.
Yeah, it's documented that 97% of all these journalists donated to Hillary Clinton. 97%. So so that leaves 3%. So thank God you got Star Worldwide Networks, and you got, a few shows on Fox where you can go, and you got Hannity where you can go hear some real news.
Well, do you know the effect is not just in America, but also overseas? Because most of other overseas networks, they pick up the news from CNN. Therefore, as a result, their reporting also very one-sided, very left-leaning. They always start blaming Trump.
Well, the BBC as well. You're right.
Yeah, and there's this website called MediaEqualizer.com, and those people are fighting back, and they got 100,000 followers, and they just started about 2 weeks ago. And
really?
In MediaEqualizer.com, and they're posting the phone numbers for CNN. They're also posting the phone numbers for the Transportation Authority that runs all our airports, saying, why is CNN on all the TVs in the airports? Yep. They're
and also public places like fitness. A lot of places, they only, I have to go to the manager. I say, what happened to Fox News? I'm watching Fox News. I'm your customer.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny how CNN focused more on not the Warsaw speech that Trump gave, but they focused more on the First Lady of Poland accidentally kind of skipping the handshake with him.
That was a total setup.
Yeah, and if they didn't play the part where she goes right back and shakes his hand right after.
The reason why she walked right past Trump is because she had her eye contact with the First Lady already, so she did the right thing. She walked right over to Melania. She grabbed her hand, shook her hand, then she turned around and she shook Trump's hand. Absolutely.
Yeah. And Trump was busy talking to her husband.
Yeah, and the president of Poland, he even tweeted out, he's like, "And my wife, in fact, did shake President Trump's hand. Let's fight fake news together."
That's right. Yeah. Hey, we're at the end of the road here.
Talk about a great person, okay? So Trump loves his military and he loves his troops, right?
Yep.
So he's getting on a helicopter. It's windy as crap outside. a Marine's hat blows off, and he gets up to pick it up to put it on his head. It took him 2 attempts to do it, but he respects and he loves his people, man. He loves the military who protect him.
It's like Judge Janine said, he's the people's president.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to have to shut it down here. I'm running out of time, but Mina, before I go, I want to see you here at my home October 7th. We're going to have a big birthday party for you. And you're going to meet the movers and shakers of Phoenix, lawyers, doctors, Indian chiefs, judges, and all these people are Trump supporters. So you're going to meet them. So you be sure and be here October 7th.
Be there because I will.
Yep, absolutely. It's going to be a good
okay,
one.
I do my best, but I might be in Washington, D.C. Let me check. Let me see. But thank you so much.
Okay. You take care. Alex, take care. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, Kyle, tee up our last song here. Okay, we're back. That song's dedicated to all the beautiful ladies in California.
Hot legs.
Hot legs, baby.
Good one.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we're at the end of the road. Please consider being a sponsor. You can get a hold of us at info@yellowhorse.us, 602-540-3000. Always want to thank all of our people in the armed services and first responders for protecting our country here and abroad. And like I always say, I'm here to tell the truth, deliver the message. And I'll put on a show for you. You put on a show for me. So, Kyle, with that being said, tell everybody all over the country, in Mexico, China, why the hell I'm here.
To kick ass and save names, Ambassador.
I'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to The Real Deal. Tune in to The Real Deal with the Ambassador and special guest hosts every Wednesday at 5 p.m. and on demand 24/7 right here on Star Worldwide Networks.